Spotlight East Windsor with Mayor Janice Mironov.
Welcome to Spotlight East Windsor, Ask the Mayor. The Mayor's name is Janice Mironov. My name is Dick Cunningham. We are live on Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. If you're watching the program at any other time, we are on tape. The Mayor will be going to your telephone calls, your pipeline to East Windsor Township at 609-443-2923 to answer any questions of interest to residents of the local area. We are live on Comcast Channel 27 and Verizon Channel 38 throughout Mercer County. We have a great show tonight. We have a lot of information to tell you about, and we're going to start off with the East Windsor Township reorganization meeting that took place on January 1st. Some congratulations are due, and off we go another year.
Okay, so we had an election in November, and so some of us were privileged to be re-elected by the great citizens of East Windsor Township. So at the reorganization meeting on January 1st, myself, Councilman Peter Yeager, and John Zoller had the great opportunity to be sworn in again and serve another term for the citizens. So we're very grateful for their judgment and for the confidence that they've shown in us. And you know, at the reorganization, we do a number of other things as well. There, in terms of we do a lot of appointments we'll talk about, as well as we were very pleased to have Rabbi Adina Blum from Beth Chaim join us, as well as Harvey Bailey, who always graces us with the national anthem and other musical selections. He's a volunteer with East Windsor Volunteer Fire Company #1. So you know, it was a great day. We do this every year. We do have a reorganization, but this one's special because it comes on the heels of elections. So we have a chance to take our oath of office for a new term, which is what we did at that time. So we had, first of all, we had a great turnout. We had probably about 200 people there. We had county and state elected officials. So this is Councilman Peter Yeager. He was sworn into office by freeholder Lucille Walter for another term. Councilman John Zoller was sworn in by Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo. And then I had the good privilege of being sworn in by my friend Sheriff Jack Kemmler to another term as mayor. And so it was really a very exciting opportunity for all of us, and a lot of friends and family, a lot of community people came out, and it's a great chance to thank our staff for all the great work that they've done over the last year as well. So it's just a wonderful opportunity. It's a great way to start the new year and kick it off. So Councilman Peter Yeager, Deputy Mayor Peter Yeager, was elected to serve in that position for 2020. He does really a wonderful job and will, I'm sure, do a great job once again as Deputy Mayor of East Windsor. So it is exciting. We did a number of other things at the meeting as well. We recognized volunteers who had stepped up and given of their time and their services to the community. So the tradition that we do at our annual meeting is that we will recognize people who are completing terms. Many of them were reappointed, so we're fortunate that they'll be continuing with us, but we did recognize them, and I'm going to very quickly name them because it's really a big deal. So Ronald Ballant, now he's the chair of our Environmental Commission and our Green Team, so he gets a few extra points. Caroline Birdzik, who's the Zoning Board. Skip Berman, who is the Vice Chairperson of the Planning Board. Anthony Katana from the Planning Board. Tanya Dimitrov from the Environmental Commission. Gloria Goldberg for the Commission on Aging. Doug Green, who's a very enthusiastic member of the Clean Communities Advisory Committee. David Eliminate, who served on the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Kelly Klein, the Economic Development Committee. Vandana Matur, Clean Communities Advisory Committee. Linda Melkor from the Health Advisory Committee. Mark Batisky from the East Windsor Municipal Utility Authority. Deborah Thomas from the Commission on Aging. George White, who is actually the chair of our Economic Development Committee, and Gary Warpluski from the Environmental Commission. So you know, we thank all of them, and most all of them are going to serve other terms again. But it's a wonderful opportunity to recognize them because we are fortunate in East Windsor. We have tens and tens of people who are willing to come forward and to volunteer their own time. They serve on these various commissions and boards, and they really are an important part of the foundation of our government in East Windsor. They help us come up with many of the ideas that the government undertakes, and they're also our arms to implement many of those ideas or to provide the manpower to be able to move forward on many of our community programs. So we really do commend them. We're grateful for the great job they do, and while I'm at it, kind of remind people that we did a number of appointments at the reorganization meeting, but we're always looking for new volunteers for our boards and committees, people that want to get involved. It's a chance to really have a seat at the table to see firsthand how the government of East Windsor Township works. I really just named a lot of the boards and committees, so I won't do them again, but there are applications that are online or available through the clerk's office, so anyone that is interested, and it's a great way to start the new year and maybe have a new pledge to serve the community, to submit the volunteer application, and we really would welcome that. And we also, while I'm doing that pitch, we also welcome students.
Yes.
We make that pitch particularly at the beginning of the new school term in September, October, but same thing, they can submit any time at all, and most of the committees, there's a couple because they're legally constituted, it's challenging, we can't really include students, but for all of our other boards that are advisory, we are very enthusiastic about having students, and I think it's fair to say those who have been on our boards have a great experience, and we see that we get their siblings and their friends and people that they talk to as a result of their experience. So we do want to really encourage our students to get involved, learn more about their local government.
Including volunteering for technical positions on this very television program.
Exactly.
In the control room.
Exactly. That's how we're here.
That's exactly how we're here, yes, that's correct. And if you missed the reorganization meeting, couldn't attend, and would like to see it, highlights of that event are on the township website, and will be up there for the next several weeks. There's a familiar face back in the township who has the title of Township Manager.
Yeah, so we are very excited to welcome back our former Township Manager, Jim Brady. He started back with East Windsor on January 6th, so that was a great way for all of us to start our new year. So Jim had actually been the Township Manager in East Windsor previously from January of 2013 to 2018, and prior to that he actually had served as the Director of Recreation, and that came after he had retired as a police lieutenant with East Windsor Township. So he's a local resident, has lots of background experience in the government. He's known to all of our staff, knows the ropes in the community, and we were really excited to have him back. We have a lot of exciting projects and programs that we're hoping to accomplish in the coming year, so I know that was an important incentive for him. He's somebody who likes to really see things get accomplished and done, and he's really good, decent, honest, really smart, and a great person, great ethics. So we're very fortunate to have him back, and we're back as a team. So one of the things as a result of that is that and at our reorganization meeting, we did recognize Richard Brand. So Richard has been serving in the meanwhile as the Township Manager by virtue of a shared service agreement between East Windsor Township and the East Windsor Municipal Utilities Authority, where he was the Executive Director for approximately 10 years. And so this worked out really well. We kind of got a win-win because Jim is now on as the manager, and Richard Brand has returned full-time as the Executive Director of the East Windsor Municipal Utility Authority. So we did recognize and thank him at the reorganization meeting on January 1st as well. We're really appreciative of his great services as well.
609-443-2923 is the telephone number to reach Mayor Mironov. We're live on Wednesday, January 15th. There is right now underway a food drive, the early part of January, and you may wonder, why did we pick early January for a food drive of all things? And there's a very good reason for that.
There is. It actually, it wasn't initially our idea per se, but it was brought to our attention that during the holiday season, Thanksgiving in November and then in December, everybody is focused with all of the various religious holidays and the season on doing good deeds, on trying to help their neighbors and giving. And so the food pantries tend to do much better during those months. But as we get into January, there's a precipitous drop-off in giving. People have started the new year, they're doing other things. And so East Windsor decided to pick up the mantle and that we would do annually a New Year's drive, and we would launch that on January 1st so that we could kind of fill in that gap, as well as get people into the habit, encourage them as they went into a new year that it's great that people have that wonderful spirit in November and December, but it's really very important to remember that there are people in need all year. December, January and February are still very cold as well. It tends often to be a problem. People can't always get out as easily. And this way, we are encouraging people in the community to kick off the new year by giving non-perishable goods. They can drop them off in 3 places. They can drop them off at the East Windsor Municipal Building during business hours. They can drop them off at the Police Court Building on 1 Mile Road, 24/7, or at East Windsor Volunteer Fire Company number 2 on Twin Rivers Drive. So, we do encourage people. It's a great way to start the new year, as I indicated. Make a pledge, and let's not forget our neighbors who, aren't always as fortunate as we are, and but for the grace of, it could be people. It could be us, so we need to make sure that everybody is taken care of in our community. And so the food goes to the pantries of St. Anthony and Rise. They kind of have a partnership and distribute it to individuals and families in need in our community.
East Windsor Township offices will be closed, we need to remind you, on Monday, January 20th. And garbage collection for Area 1 residents, which is normally that day, will be held on the next scheduled collection day, correct?
That's correct, which is Thursday, January 23rd. And all of those schedules also are up on the township website, so people can look. But people should plan and understand that there isn't going to be collection and all the offices will be closed. So you do have business, or you need to kind of organize your garbage collection system, kind of keep that in mind.
And also on Sunday, this coming Sunday, January 19th, at 7 o'clock, there's going to be an annual event. It's called the Windsor Hightstown Area Ministerium, or WHAM for short, W-H-A-M, and that's in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's right, and so I just want to explain to people, so the Windsor Hightstown Area Ministerium is an organization that consists of the clergy in all of the communities sort of within a radius of our area. And they meet regularly, they do projects in the community, they do outreach, and obviously do mutual support. I know there's even programs that are organized between some of the different religious institutions. And they sponsor 2 programs a year as WHAM. So one is during the Thanksgiving season. They actually have a Thanksgiving service, and then they do a program on Martin Luther King Day, or at least in recognition of Martin Luther King Day. So this one will take place on Sunday, January 19th at 7 p.m. And the location for it, they do rotate these programs around. So the location is the Live Well Church, 51 Church Street in Windsor. So generally there is a service, a speaker, and then there's refreshments following with fellowship.
Okay. We also have to remind you that not only is Monday a holiday, that East Windsor residents must secure or renew their dog licenses by the end of the month.
Yeah, this is pretty important. As one who has campaigned and knocked on doors throughout the community, I can assure you there are many dogs who reside in our great community of East Windsor.
Good watchdogs.
There you go. But we want to make sure they're legal and that they're safe. So we do ask that you be mindful of the fact that the dogs do need a license. Any dogs that are 7 months of age or older are required to be licensed. So you either need to obtain the license or have it renewed by January 31st. And there is a late fee if it is not done by that time. And I want to let you know that in order to obtain the 220 dog license, that the dog's rabies vaccination has to be valid through November 1st, 2020. Otherwise, it's a shorter-term license. The application can be obtained from the municipal clerk's office or online at the township website. Or any questions, you can call the clerk's office and get all the update and timely information on that. But let's keep all our dogs safe and legal.
Absolutely. 609-443-2923 is the telephone number to reach Mayor Mironov. We're live on Wednesday, January 15th. There was a case of promotions and new faces and all kinds of police activity at a recent township council meeting, and that's all because as some people retire, others move up, and as others move up, that leaves new slots for new people, and you had to have a program to identify all the players.
We did. We actually had 6 officers that received oaths of office for various reasons at the council meeting. We actually did that on our council meeting on January 14th. And basically there's a domino effect. So we had some recent retirements, including 2 lieutenants who retired from the police force. So that created 2 vacancies in our 4 lieutenant spots. The way that it works, so the sergeants get promoted. Certainly we do have a process. It is competitive. There are reviews and examinations and scoring that takes place with respect to the promotion process. So once we promote people to fill the 2 lieutenant vacancies, and we have 2 sergeant vacancies, and we get promotions by officers to those 2 vacancies, and then we bring on 2 new officers. So basically it's a domino effect, and we ended up with 6 new officers who received, not 6 officers who received oaths of office at the council meeting. And why don't we start with our lieutenants?
The very first of which, as you'll see momentarily, is Lieutenant Jason Hart, who at one time, or prior to the other night, was a sergeant.
He was, and it's interesting now because I've had the opportunity with these individuals to see them go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so Lieutenant Jason Hart, I'll have to give the background in a minute. But let me tell you just a little. So he has been with East Windsor since 2004. Obviously, he comes with a great deal of training and experience within the department. I won't go through all of that, but he was promoted previously to sergeant in July of 2015. Has had experience with most all of the divisions within the police department. He has a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Education degree from the College of New Jersey, and has received a number of medals and recognitions during his time here in the township as well. And he's going to be assigned as the Investigative Services Commander for the Township Police Department. One of the things I do want to just say up front is that these officers work very hard. They're very dedicated. They put in a lot of training and preparation to get these promotions. So these are promotions that they really earn, and it is a demonstration of their qualities, their skills, their experience, and their leadership within the department. And Lieutenant Jason Hart, we know will do an excellent job, as will all the other officers that we recognize at night, but we do really congratulate them. We're very proud of all of the 4 officers that were promoted. All of them, again, really exemplary officers within our police department.
And the other gentleman who received 2 bars, or a bar on each shoulder, is Lieutenant Ryan Maddock, and we have videotape of him as well. There he is.
Okay, and again, he joined the Township Police Department in September of 2003. He had been with the Chesterfield Police Department before that, so we're pleased to have him. And I do want to note that prior to that, he spent several years with the United States Air Force before becoming a police officer. So again, with the Township Department, he has served extensively in a number of different positions, a number of different divisions within the police department. In December of 2016, he was promoted to the rank of sergeant. And both of the new lieutenants have served as platoon supervisors within our Uniformed Services Division. And again, he had a whole series of other positions, background, experience. Lieutenant Maddock has a bachelor's and master's degree in administrative science from Fairleigh Dickinson University, and again has received numerous recognitions and medals and honors during his time. I do also just want to note that in 2010, he was the Public Safety Employee of the Year for East Windsor Township. So again, congratulations, and we know that he'll do terrific as well.
And now wearing 3 stripes on his sleeve as a new sergeant, meet Scott Brown, who was a patrol officer.
Okay, so Sergeant Scott Brown, he joined East Windsor Township in the year 2000, and excuse me, he had previously been with Verona County Sheriff's Department and the Mount Holly Police Department. Served in a number of different positions, different experiences here in the East Windsor Township Police Department, has received a number of recognitions, medals, awards of merit, and letters of recognition for his outstanding service here and his good deeds. So again, another person who has worked very hard and put in a lot of time and really earned it. So he will become a platoon supervisor in the Uniformed Services Division. So we congratulate Sergeant Scott Brown on really an outstanding achievement along with our other officers.
And we would also like to congratulate new Sergeant Matthew Oling, who is also promoted.
So Sergeant Matthew Oling, so he joined East Windsor Township in 2006. He was graduated from the Ocean County Police Academy right prior to coming, and had served briefly with the Seaside Park Police Department before coming to East Windsor Township. Again, he comes with experience in a number of different positions, particularly in the Uniformed Services Division. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in Law and Justice from the College of New Jersey and a Master of Administrative Science degree from Fairleigh Dickinson University. I would just note, because I'm giving the background, because we have a very highly educated and degreed police department. We do encourage it. We have an incentive program for our officers to take courses and to achieve various degrees. We think that it is a good, positive thing in terms of their training and their performance as police officers. So we're really very pleased, and I think it's very impressive, the high degree of education that our officers do have. So again, Sergeant Oling has also received a number of citation awards and medals and honors and recognitions during his time with the department. He also will be serving as a platoon supervisor in the Uniformed Services Division. So again, we congratulate Sergeant Matthew Oling on his great achievement and promotion, and all 4 of these individuals, as I indicated, they're just really outstanding officers. The 2 new lieutenants, exemplary individuals, will really do a fine job, and 2 really solid, very excellent officers in our 2 new sergeant positions.
And we would like to welcome to the East Windsor Township Police Department Police Officer Tyler Clark. There he is.
Okay, there you go. So I had the opportunity to swear him in, and so these are newbies. So he came from the Cape May County Police Academy, graduated in June of 2018. He has an Associate of Science degree from Mercer County Community College, and he's currently pursuing a Bachelor of Science degree in National Security Studies at New Jersey City University. Before coming to East Windsor, he was a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer with the Sea Isle City Police Department, and a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer as well, and as well as a fully certified police officer with the Lambert City Police Department. So he will be joining Uniformed Services, and we welcome him. And I do just want to note that the East Windsor Police Department has a very rigorous vetting process for hiring. These officers are put through the rings, so to speak, a series of interviews and background checks and testing before they are given an offer of employment with East Windsor Township. So we congratulate Tyler Clark. I think he'll find lots of good mentors and leaders in the department for a great opportunity to learn and a great career experience.
And under the heading of Local Boy Makes Good, we welcome Police Officer Thomas Nicola to the Police Department.
Absolutely, and I did say that night that we congratulate everybody, but it is special for the town when we have somebody who has grown up in the township. So Thomas is a lifelong East Windsor resident. He's a graduate of the East Windsor Regional School District, Heightstown High School. His family obviously is local, and it's a great experience to see local families and have their children succeed in such an outstanding fashion. So he is a graduate of the Ocean County Police Academy. So I got everybody up there. Let me do that. So that's the whole group. That last picture, and I want to get back to that in 1 second. But so he graduated from the Ocean County Police Academy and indicated he had prior experience with the Bay Head Police Department. Also had been a fully certified police officer with the Montgomery Township Police Department, and he will also be joining Uniformed Services. So the last picture I do just want to note, I think everyone knows, but on the far right is our Chief of Police, Jim Geary. And he is certainly one of the important reasons for the great success of the police department. He does an excellent job. He's very dedicated. I'm sorry.
That's
thank you for correcting.
One.
Third,
Yeah.
Third from the right.
From the right, yes.
Thank you. And he's really an excellent leader for the department. He's very fair and open individual, and sets a great example for the entire department. So. Very exciting night for the police department in East Windsor, and we happy to leave it like this for a little bit. So,
609-443-2923 is the phone number in our remaining moments. It's Wednesday, January 15th. The 2020 census is about to begin, if it hasn't already.
Yeah, and so I do want to spend a moment or two on that, because every 10 years, it's actually a constitutional requirement in our country. There is a census that is conducted throughout the nation, and so we're doing the same thing here in New Jersey, as well as, of course, locally in East Windsor. So there's a few things that we want to point out about the census. So first of all, the census is really important. Because your population determines many of your grant awards and funding. It's also how redistricting is determined, both for the state legislature as well as for the U.S. Congress. Sometimes states even lose seats in these kinds of recounts. So it's really, really critical that we count everybody. So East Windsor established at our meeting on January 14th a complete count committee. We are going to appoint citizens to that committee, and the idea is going to be to get out information into the community as to what the process is, that it's really nothing to be concerned about, and it's really important for our community that every person fill out the forms, that every person be counted and be part of the census count for 2020. The other thing, and we don't have all the information yet, but we're getting it, and we're going to then distribute that. There are many jobs that are available during the time that the census is ongoing, and many of them are ways that people can supplement their income, or students can be involved. So we're going to get the information out on that as well, so that people in our community that want to take up some of these positions will have that opportunity. So we're putting out more information, but we do really want to make people conscious of the fact that the 2020 census will be ongoing. It's kicking off, and we want to be an important part of that.
Okay, good information, as always. And that'll do it for Spotlight East Windsor for January 15th, a Wednesday. If you're watching the program at any other time, we are on tape. Our next live broadcast will be on Wednesday, January 29th. On behalf of East Windsor Mayor Janice Mironov, I'm Dick Cunningham. Thank you for watching, and good night.